If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Got two people today. Phillip Morris needs some help today. He needs help all the time, but have my guest today, Sondra Epperson, the volunteer chairperson for the South Talladega County cleanup deal, and Phillip Morris, the Talladega County District 5 Commissioner. Welcome.
There you go.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. You look sharp, both of you.
Appreciate it. You still want this jacket?
Yep. Look sharp. We're going to talk about trash today.
Yeah.
And
litter. We're going to talk about
litter and go out and pick it up. I know Randy Clark pretty much started this last year in Sylacauga. One man out picking up every day, and people started asking questions, and more people got deal. And there's a lot of litter out around in the county. Sylacauga's done a pretty good job, and Phillip's taken upon himself to start to clean up in the county. So
take it a little further.
Get the litter cleaned up, and tell us what y'all doing, Phillip, Sondra.
Well,
Phillip Morris and Sondra Epperson. And
let me tell you what started is Sondra here was talking, and county commission was starting getting some calls in the county part, and me and 4, especially District 4, and all of us. And she said, "Hey, you got something you want to work on?" I said, "You want to work on litter?" And she wasn't real happy to start with. She said, "Yeah, I'll help you on litter if you want to work on litter." And to be honest with you about it, there's been a lot it's went into it to make it happen. And so we can tell you some of the things that we partner with and got supplies and stuff like that. But I would like to first say thank you for having us on, Bob. I appreciate the job you do. I've been watching some of your interviews, and I think Jimmy Dale's going to be jealous of you. But anyway, Randy Clark, Randy's just phenomenal, and he probably is the guy that kind of helped get this going because of his desire to go out and pick up. You got Mr. Pete he lives in the city, working over in the county. He's getting out and getting litter up off Arcadia and Tallahassee Road. And then you got
more.
Yeah. And then you got Tracy Hill, Sycamore, Ronnie Davison, some of them, Diane, his wife. They've been spearheading Sycamore. If you go through it, you'd just be amazed how some pride's been taken over there. And it's a lot of more, and she's got a list of a lot of folks picking up trash, and I don't want to miss anybody for sure. You know any other names across the county that's picking up trash? I know we got some.
I do. There's several others. Brad Davis out in
Sondra, my question, let me get you talking here is, I know Phillip asked you, and you asked to do something, but why in the world would you want to get involved with the litter?
Well, I had talked to Commissioner Morris and told him that I had some time and wanted to get involved in a project that was going to be beneficial to the county. I live in the county property, and said that I had some time and asked him what I could get involved in, and he told me that he had a problem with the litter, and every time I drive through the county, it's something that I see on the roadsides every day, and I know something needs to be done about it, and he said he needed help, and I said I wanted to help.
I noticed where Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore's started a litter campaign, and I guess he's working and pretty much, I don't know what areas of the county, I don't know how much the Sheriff's Department can do, but two individuals like y'all can recruit a lot of people to get them out, and I think that's what your purpose is, to get as many people involved as possible.
Well, the commission, Bob, let's let you know, the county commission, all 5 of us is playing a very heavy role in it. We've done a proclamation the other night, declare month of April litter cleanup month. We ought to declare every month litter cleanup month, because 1 month ain't going to do it. The sheriff and the commission talked, and we said, can we get some inmates? And he said, yeah, we can do that. So we put together a truck, a trailer, and signed it up, and put some inmates on it. But there's not a lot. This is a big county, and they started in the north and come down to the south and kind of working in. But that's not going to do it. The governor eventually is probably going to give us some inmates, hopefully soon, to start getting those back for the cities and stuff. But even at that, and you know yourself, Bob, if you think about it and look around, even having inmates, you're not going to pick up every picket trail on every sub road. It's usually main roads. So the biggest thing is getting people interested in picking it up and then working in your own neighborhood. I mean, we got a lot of people starting to go out and do their, you got Mr. James Hope over in their neighborhood off 511. They going out, and we took them supplies every day. They're doing their neighborhood and some of 511. So it's just steadily different people getting involved. But we appreciate the Sheriff's Department, Jimmy Kilgore, for getting us.
You know, when litter's getting bad, when you ask somebody where they live, and they say they live a Big Mac, order of fries, and a large Coke. McDonald's. So
some people blame litter on COVID, but yourself, 2019, for instance, Tuscaloosa County spent $200,000 picking up litter, roadside litter, and 19. So, the COVID ain't started litter, but I'm sure it's probably contributed to it. But
you mean they're blaming the COVID for litter now?
Well, they saying more people just going and grab at fast foods and stuff, and then throwing their garbage out when they leave. I don't think it's got anything much to do with it. But that's you hear some of that stuff too.
Okay. How can you get individuals involved?
Do what?
How can you get individuals involved in the pickup? How do you plan to get them involved?
Sondra, you want to help? You want to explain that?
Well, we have to get people to take pride in their community, and each person actually produces about 5 pounds of trash. In
how often a day?
A day. And we have to get people to take pride in their community. And one thing I want to do is to give credit to all the people in the county that are getting involved in it. And in addition to the commission, who's actually done a lot of work to get this going, Sheriff Kilgore, others, all of the municipalities and the city councils who've become involved in it. It's the people that have actually gotten up and gotten out and gotten involved in it. And they are cleaning up their own neighborhoods. They are doing neighborhood cleanups. They are doing area cleanups and helping us get going, and going to be the ones volunteering out here in the community cleanups. So it is the people that are going to get up and go out and make this happen and make it work. And that's what we have to continue to do, is get them to realize that it's their communities, it's our communities, it's us that have to make the change in behavior.
Does the county have a ordinance fine for littering?
You revert back to the state, what state code says.
What state code say? No.
You
don't know what the fine.
But it's $500 fine.
There's a $500 fine and a $1,000 fine. Some cities do have an ordinance. Sylacauga, for example, does have an ordinance for littering. Yeah.
Some cities don't, so they revert back to state ordinance, which is $500.
But the only problem is almost, let me take the devil's advocate here. It's almost impossible to enforce. Yeah. Unless you see them.
You got to see it.
Unless you see them throw it out, swear a warrant out, or the police see them throw it out.
I'll tell you this, there's been some stopped in the county. Of course, they wasn't very happy about it, but you got to send a message. You need to stop somewhere. Alabama last year spent $6.8 million on roadside litter. Can you imagine what a state could do with that kind of money in paving? It's not a pile of money, but it's still a lot of money.
Well,
and in the United States, we spend $11.5 billion cleaning up litter.
Well,
a year.
What you said, the amount of litter per day, that's almost 2,000 pounds of litter per person per year.
Exactly.
And
I tell you something else too, a lot of people don't realize, Bob, not picking on those cigarette smokers, but they contribute to about 65% of litter.
Why aren't you picking on them?
Throwing cigarettes out the window. And the bad thing about it, some of them is I'm constantly, a lot of people want him littered, but they don't thump a cigarette out the window. You know how long it takes a cigarette butt to go away? 15 years for it to rotting on the road. And it contributes to about 38% of the litter on the highways is cigarette butts.
Okay, we've got, let's talk about, what is it? April, well, first, we've got some cleanups on March 27th.
We do, in Childersburg.
Let's talk about those.
So in Childersburg, on this Saturday, on March 27th, we have a cleanup that's going to happen, and it's going to be from 7 to 10 a.m. There's a break for the Easter egg hunt, and then they're going to come back from 3 to 6 p.m.
Okay.
So we are going to have everyone meet at the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce, and then they're going to have dumpsters behind the Chamber of Commerce at 201 8th Avenue. And
that happens to be in the City Hall's parking lot.
Yes.
In Childersburg.
Yes. And then if you're within the city limits, they're going to ask you to tie the bags up and leave them on your curb, and then the street department's going to come and pick those up. If you're outside of the city limits, they're going to ask you to bring the bags to the dumpsters.
And the county can pick up some if we get a large area. They don't have to haul that is doable.
And I want to thank Tom Roberts for everything he and the city council have done to put that together.
Okay, and then Sylacauga has one same day, don't they?
Sylacauga's is actually going to be April 24th.
Oh, they're going to be the 24th. Okay.
And we're going to do that one from 8 to 12. And we're going to meet here at the City Hall parking lot. And we're going to have dumpsters at City Hall and Burley Collins. And we're going...
And in court, yeah, Sycamore too, but I think you got it on here, yeah.
Yeah, we're also going to have
Several,
dumpsters available in Sycamore and at Walco for the surrounding area communities. And we're going to have volunteers come in from everywhere. We've been working very closely with the Beautification Council, Chamber of Commerce, several other people here, and other groups here in town. We have the civic organizations that have been working with us. It's sponsored by Resolute Forest Products, Keep Alabama Beautiful, Alabama Pals, People Against the Littered State, and Radio Alabama has been promoting it. So we've been working with a lot of people here. And
Let's talk. Did you mention what supplies we'll have there at those locations?
oh, and we have supplies are going to be provided. The cleanup supplies are going to be provided. So we will have safety vests for everybody that's going to be working on the state highways, county roadways. We will have, we're asking that everybody brings a face mask because of COVID. I'm not sure where Governor Ivey is right now on the COVID restrictions, but if the face masks are still in effect, we're going to ask everybody bring a face mask. And if you have anything other than large hands, we'll provide safety gloves for large hands. If you bring children or females might need to bring gloves that fit themselves, but we will provide large gloves, large safety gloves. We'll have grabbers to use to pick up. We'll also have the trash bags, recycle bags, cleanup bags. We will also have
How about the canvas auto bags?
For
Those things are pretty
we have
neat. Hang on the back of
vehicle
your
litter
seat.
bags
Yeah,
that will be given out to everyone that volunteers and shows up that you can take home and attach to the headrest of your vehicles to prevent litter from being thrown out of vehicles. It's one of the biggest problems that we have is litter being discarded from a vehicle and improperly disposed of.
That's being nice to say improperly disposed of.
It's true. And actually, there's a statistic we have.
We got pretty. Well, I'm gonna say actually Sunday we got really busy with a lot of contributors for us, APALs and Keep Alabama Beautiful, and we obtained probably $10,000-$12,000 worth of materials to use to help clean. Now that is to be spread out across the whole county. There's 5 districts. We got cleanups going on in Montford.
Tell us about Montford. We skipped Montford. Is that on the 27th? I don't even have a date on Montford on mine.
I'm sorry, Montford is April 17th, and it's going to be from 7:30 a.m. to noon, and they're going to meet at Montford Town Hall. They're going to have a dumpster behind the Montford Town Hall at the Senior Center, and that's at 115 Lyons Road in Montford.
And we got some other cities. You got Oak Grove. Oak Grove's going to be doing one too, right?
Yeah, I don't have the date for Oak Grove.
Yeah, Oak Grove's got one. I think they're scheduling on Lincoln. I met with Lincoln City Council Mayor night before last, and they're going to schedule one. So we kind of started off in District 5, Bob, and quickly it started spreading. And next thing you know, we look at the whole county. But let me tell you why. When I campaigned about some positive growth. It's hard to grow positive when you got a lot of negatives you're looking at. And looking at trash on the street's negative. About 35% of business developer officials that go out and look places to put business like jobs, industry, the litter plays a big role in the impact of their decision if they want to come to an area and create jobs. And basically, nobody wants to come to a place got garbage all over the streets because it makes you wonder, well, is anybody really serious about, working here or being a citizen or you're just caring about your, for your community and being in love for the community. So, it's got a lot of economical impact as well as environmental impact and unsightly in the whole 9 yards. So there's a little more litter than just litter. It creates other problems down the road, even the health problem with the wrong kind of litter. So it's definitely a pet peeve of ours. That's sort of the starting point to clean up, to get ready to do some other things.
17 minutes past the hour now. I'm talking with Phillip Morris, the Talladega County Commissioner, District 3, and volunteer chairperson for the litter cleanup program in the county, Sondra Epperson, about litter this morning. you know, you can have cleanup days, you can have cleanup weeks. You have everything planned for maybe year-round, something ongoing, because you know we've had a cleanup day once a day in Sylacauga every year for quite a while, but that's 4 hours a year, and that doesn't accomplish much. But and then we've got, you know, like one individual, Randy Clark, is taking on himself, and what's your plans?
Education. Do you remember when we were in school, Bob? And of course, I'm a good bit, well, I'm half your age, but that's beside the point. Well, back when we were in school, you got a smile out there. Back when we were in school, so we was taught about litter. You didn't litter. If you throw something out the window, you know, you'd get yourself in trouble. You'd probably get smacked and have to go back and get it off the street.
You'd hear 6 belt loops emptied right quick, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Right.
But you know, I'm not sure we're talking about litter like we should, and I think people just subconsciously throws it out and says somebody will get it. So it's about education, because I don't think you'd ever get enough volunteers to stay up with it, and you couldn't have enough cleanup days. Actually, people need to take personal responsibility, and the best thing to do is start in your own neighborhood. You know, some now is getting people to take turns going out and picking up their neighborhood, and you start somewhere. And if you're not able to get out and pick it up, encourage people not to throw it out, and encourage younger people, hey, go pick up that if you don't mind. You need to get that off the street. It's just personal responsibility. You got any more you want to add to that?
I do actually. Like how we change behaviors is we need to make proper disposal convenient and accessible.
What now?
How we change behaviors is we need to make proper disposal convenient and accessible. We need to have litter receptacles that are around for people to put them in. One of the largest litter studies that has ever been done was done by Keep America Beautiful, and it was done in 2009. And what they found was that most people that improperly dispose or litter, the containers were 29 feet away, or people littered 29 feet away from a container. So we need to make sure that the trash cans or the receptacles are close so that people aren't going to litter. Another thing that they found was that 81% of littering behavior was notable intent. What that means is that people intentionally dropped it, flicked it, flung it, or placed it somewhere on purpose when they observed those behaviors. And so we need to make sure that people know what they're doing. They realize what they're doing. We need to make sure that there are consistent, ongoing cleanup events or cleanup efforts, and that we do landscaping, infrastructure, maintenance, that we do greening efforts and community greening efforts and get the community involved. We need to do awareness and motivational educational campaigns, and we need to get this into the schools. So there are clean campus programs that are available, and you know, we're working with the Talladega County Commission, the school boards, trying to get the programs available into the schools.
They've got some contests for the schools now for.
They do.
And actually kids can get involved and win like first place money prizes and that kind of stuff. The governor will.
We have 2 art contests right now that we have available. There's the 2021 recycled art contest, and we have a 2021 there's an art contest and a recycled art contest the kids can participate in, and the art is due back to Alphaus by April 23rd, and then they can win money. There's 3 prizes, monetary prizes and an award. And in November, there's a governor's award program where Governor Ivey will issue an award to the children who participate in it. So if you go to keepalabamabeautiful.org website and Alpals, ALPALS.org website, it talks about programs that go on throughout the year. Alpals has an Adopt a Mile program where people can go and adopt a mile, one of the state highways or county roadways.
Is that in action now? It's sort of been in limbo the last few years.
It's in action now.
Okay.
Yeah, in Talladega County, 13 miles have been adopted in the last 10 years, and we need to try to get people to adopt more of them.
That's sort of, if you think about it, that's sort of sad number, 13 miles as big as our county is.
Yep.
You know, and I tell you, we got a wonderful county too. You know, people don't realize what's here and what we got to do to grow. I mean, it's just wonderful. Things that we got involved.
One of the things that Sonia mentioned was where to dispose of it. How many dumpsters are available in the county if somebody wants to dump some trash. I know in Sylacauga there is not one.
In the county, they put out as requested. But now what I've been telling people, if you're picking up, you're in the county, you want to pick it up, you reach out to me, you call the county clerk, and we'll have some employees come by the road department and pick that up if you put it in a location. So we will dispose of it.
I know one of the particular cutters over in 5 Points over in there is absolutely terrible. Now you're familiar with it, over there around Walco and everything, and you see anything over there from mattresses to and all this, and that's one of the big problems. I know the city of Talladega, I understand, has a disposal out on one of the deals where you can take the trash, but that's probably the only city, and that's one of the things I've heard around here. And you know, I have a business downtown and a trash can down there, and it's used quite frequently because it's in an area where you can't see it from either block, and people come in there. And I know, particular in Noble Park, the trash cans are filled up down there with household garbage.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to solve that problem. One thing they did in Noble Park is move exactly opposite of what you said. They moved the trash cans away from the street back out to the park, and they couldn't get them filled up, and they cleaned the park up. So I guess it's the placing of the trash cans and everything, and the.
Well, I'll tell you something else too. That I don't really understand. You know, with the age of people, you know, people encourage people not to smoke in so many places. You can't smoke. Used to, they had, you know, somebody had an ashtray outside their business or out or around where public goes, or somebody goes outside and smokes. No, they're no longer there. It's like, we don't want you to smoke, but guess what they do? They smoke. You know where it ends up at? On the ground. I had the picture with Nate Brewer on Facebook.
I was thinking
Did you see all them
that.
cigarette butts? If they'd have been an ashtray somewhere outside that vicinity, somebody might have bothered to throw it in it. But
well, the problem there is that there's trash cans in the commercial parking lot, but nobody's picking up trash cans. You thought about that?
Oh yeah.
How do you? There's a shopping center in Sylacauga that went from 3 trash cans to 1 trash can. They were asked why.
Probably said
and
people were
the
stealing
answer
them.
was they were always full.
I've heard answers too. People keep stealing them.
How do you
taking them.
And you know, the city can't and the county can't clean up a private parking lot.
Nope.
And how do you control it? I know that's something you gonna need to think about.
There's some, Bob, that we're already starting to make contact with about different businesses, and I'd rather not call those names. So I'm glad they're here, and I'm proud to have those businesses. But we're going to talk to them about. Please do a better job of cleaning up if we want our city to look pretty.
Let's start all over again, and tell me what you're doing. We've got about 3.5 minutes left.
Okay.
And tell me what you're doing. The cleanup days, when, where, what, and why.
Okay, the cleanup days are going to be in Childersburg this weekend, March 27th, from 7 to 10 a.m. and 3 to 6 p.m. The town of Munford is going to be April 17th from 7:30 a.m. to noon, and meet at Munford Town Hall. Sylacauga and surrounding areas is April 24th from 8 a.m. to noon. The Sycamore cleanup is April 24th from 8 to 4 p.m. Dumpsters are located at 479 Main Street next to the post office. The Waco cleanup is April 24th from 8 to 4 p.m. and dumpsters will be located on the vacant lot east of Waco Handy Mart. And we do have a couple of safety tips.
Just a second for you. You also going to have Lincoln will be scheduling one, so it's not the date's not on Lincoln.
Lincoln
yet.
and Oak Grove.
Oak Grove and Lincoln, correct.
So Lincoln Oak Grove will be scheduling something else. We're waiting to hear from them.
And a couple of quick reminders on what to wear at the cleanup. Wear a face mask and social distance and follow COVID guidelines. Wear thick-soled closed shoes or boots with ankle support. Wear safety gloves and wash your hands with soap and water after the cleanup. Wear light-colored or bright colors for roadside cleanups. Safety vests are required and must be worn at all times. Safety vests will be provided and must be returned at the end of the cleanup. Wear long pants and long sleeve shirts to avoid sunburn. You may wish to use a sunscreen or wear a hat. Avoid using headsets, which could interfere with your hearing of oncoming traffic and other potential hazards. And we will provide safety tips at the cleanup.
Okay, that's April 24th, the big countywide cleanup.
In Sylacauga.
Well, 24th. Okay. And in Sylacauga, and this Saturday in Childersburg.
Yes, sir.
What, 7 to 10 in Childersburg and 3 to 5 in Childersburg with an Easter egg hunt in between.
Yes, sir.
One deal they may be interested in, and you can tell them, how can the public get a litter bag?
If they come and volunteer at the cleanup, we'll be happy to give them a vehicle litter bag
Okay.
while supplies last.
Been talking this morning to Sondra Epperson, a volunteer chairperson of the Talladega County countywide cleanup, and Phillip Morris, the Talladega County District 5 chairman. Thank y'all for coming out this morning, and thank you for what you're doing to clean up the county. And Phillip, thank you for the good job you're doing with the county commission.
Thank you, Bob, for having us on.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Daybreak right after this.